Still Warriors are doing exceptional work out there. Like, you're making me proud. You're making everybody across the UK proud of what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. That's well,
seriously.
I'm humbled. I'm humbled.
We needed Still Warriors, and it's such a positive movement. I love what you do, and I'm just thankful. I'm really thankful, and I'm actually, you know, the vision now is a lot more positive with you guys involved in the community. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Okay.
But for me, it's I've just got to say thank you to the community, really, because like we can build all these things and we can, you know, try and do as many things, but if people don't believe in it and the people don't kind of like back the cause, then there is no movement, there is no Still Warrior. So from how we see it or how I see it, is all thanks to all the people that come down and believe in what we're trying to do, and you know, just together collectively. Like it's something one guy said down at the gym, and he said, you know, we all come together in common unity, and that's what creates community, and that stuck with me, you know.
Yeah.
It stuck with me.
And
so,
it's
yeah,
so true. It's about us all coming together with the right message, the right mindset, and I believe, like I truly believe that we can do this. Like I really, you know, 1000% with the right people. Now, I'd like to take it back. If you'd like to tell us just a little bit about yourself, Pez, where you're from, where you grew up, what it was like back then, and what it's kind of like now, kind of the difference that you're seeing.
Boy, so like I'm originally from Colombia, so I was born in Colombia, yeah, and then I come to the UK like as a young kid. I think I was like about 8, and then I came to Tottenham. So straight from Colombia to Tottenham. I've lived in Tottenham all my life.
Wow.
And yeah, like growing up, it's, you know, so like my dad was obviously like a migrant, so as you can imagine, he couldn't speak English or nothing, so he's naturally just gone for like any job really, and like not gonna lie, like he was a cleaner starting out, so you know, we started from humble beginnings as such. And yeah, growing up, it was just different. It was like learning a whole new kind of like culture, and everyone's trying to get to terms with the big change of like going from one place like Colombia to coming to the UK is all different. So yeah, it was a struggle in different senses, in the sense that obviously we're trying to get our heads around like the lifestyle here, but economically and just so many other things going on. And then amongst all that, I just started trying to kind of like figure my way, kind of like how you know, how I wanted to kind of like live my life and that. And then yeah, like as you can imagine, the environment, you know, like where I grew up in is kind of like hasn't changed much. Like if I still go down to like Tiverton or to Edgecote, the states I used to hang around with when I was younger, they're not the same as what they used to be. I reckon before they were a bit more active, but nonetheless, you know, the same activities go on. If you can imagine what I'm kind of like, you know,
Yeah, I'm from Peckham,
saying.
so, yeah.
But I mean, I feel there's a big difference in in the type of environment that I grew up and the environment that young people growing up in now, where before there was still a degree of like morals, a degree of, do you know what I mean? There was a degree of morals. There was still a bit of that kind of like, you know, like you didn't want to be too deep. Like if you wanted, you know, if people wanted to take it to a different level, there was still that kind of like barrier, that thing where you were just like, yo, like kind of like, you know, there's a certain place you can take it to, and beyond that, everyone starts kind of like looking at you different if you kind of cross the boundary.
Yeah.
But now I just don't see no boundaries.
Yeah,
no
you're
boundaries.
right, you know, totally right about that. And I sort of kind of believe, you know, like the social media has kind of desensitized people to what really is going on out there on the streets. Yeah, it's completely different from when I was growing up. And like you're saying, there seems to be no morals. But, you know, we really do have to stand up, don't we? You know what I mean? As a community, to say, it's enough. You know,
You
we've
know,
lost way too many young people, like way, it's beyond even, you know, enough is enough. It's so much.
it touches everyone now, isn't it?
Yeah, that it's, you know, and the people who aren't, you know, being touched, you know, the advice I would say to them as well is just don't wait till it hits your doorstep, because it's going to come to everybody's doorstep, you know, if it's left, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm just thankful, like I said, that you lot are doing what you are doing. Now, could you break it down to the viewers and listeners exactly what Still Warriors is and what you're about, what it is that you do?
yeah, so Still Warriors is charity first of all. So you know, we're like a non-for-profit organization. Everything we do is for, you know, for the community. You know, we're not out here to try and make money and like line people's pockets. Like, you know, ultimately what we're trying to do is, you know, help young people, but you know, help people overall, really and truly, kind of like from all walks of life. So if we can add value to like a younger, by all means we're going to do that. But same way, we can add value to like some OAP like that's 60 and, you know, decides that he wants to start doing a pull-up, then why not? You know, we're down for that. So that's where we're charity. And kind of the way we're going about that, obviously, we build knives, we build gyms out of knives, and the way we do that is like we collect knives of all the knives that the Met Police kind of confiscate off the streets of London.
Yep.
We also then work with like other organisations, amnesty organisations like Faz Amnesty. So like he's someone that obviously we work closely with, and collectively, you know, we take all these knives, we strip down kind of like every weapon to its core, kind of like steel, and then melt it, and then with that we use the metal to build the calisthenic gyms that, you know, the street gyms that we've got in the community. Once we've built the gyms, then we've got like we run like two kind of projects. We run a project where we deliver health and fitness facilities and services for anyone and everyone, but more so for those people that maybe don't have the financial means that, you know, to afford a traditional gym membership or to afford a personal trainer, because that's a reality. There's people out here that just don't have the money for that. That's a luxury. Do you know what I mean? So we believe that because someone doesn't have the financial kind of like, you know, position to be able to afford a gym or personal trainer, they shouldn't be deprived of that right. It's a human right for everyone to learn how to get their body fit and healthy and live a great quality of life. So that's kind of like one of our main kind of things of what we do. And then the other thing we started now, and it actually goes live in 2 weeks' time, is a youth intervention program. So that's something now more focused, working with young people, especially those young people that are more at risk of getting caught up in a crime, which results in the violence. So people say, oh, like, you know, the violence out there is this, that. Yeah, it's all a result of the crime that some young people have to get involved in. And that's the thing, you know, being from Tottenham and being, you know, growing up in the area and also now working in the area, still with young people, it's a case of being on the shop floor and listening to young people. A lot of the time, we'll see a guy with a hoodie, you know, like with his like Nike tracksuit or North Face tracksuit. Straight away, everyone jumps to an assumption, like he's a crook, he's a thug. But they don't understand realistically what's behind that guy. You know, what's the motives, what's driving that guy to do it. Then when we start actually listening and understanding, yo, what's this guy really on? What's he trying to do? You know, what's he aspiring to? Why is he doing what he's doing? That then starts painting a big picture. And it's based on that we modeled this youth intervention program.
That sounds absolutely fabulous. I'm excited. I'm actually excited once you start doing that as well. So who is part of Still Warriors? Who does that consist of? Who is it?
Yeah, so the Still Warriors team, we've got a board of trustees, which are all like, you know, they're all professional people with like networks, and they all kind of have their own professional background. So we've got people that are in PR, and that's why Still Warriors is able to kind of you know, do the work we do. We've got PR, we've got legal kind of trustees, we've got HR. So we've got all these kind of people that bring this skill set in and allow Still Warriors to function as a organization. And then the day-to-day people is that it's a team of 5. So we've got our managing director, who's the person that oversees. Her name's Ellie, and she oversees all the kind of like projects, the fundraising, and the bigger scale, you know, like the bigger thing. You got me, I'm the community manager, and now like program manager, so I'm managing all the programs and that. And then I do more like the kind of shop floor, like on the ground, out on the community work. And then we've got our 3 coaches. So we've got Simone, who's she's our coach down at Brixton, like phenomenal athlete, like world champion. And obviously you've probably seen on a few posts.
Yes,
She's just absolutely sick. We've got Teo, who's also like, you know, brilliant athlete. He's our coach at Finsbury Park. He does the Saturday sessions. And they got Lee Wade Turner, who's like one of the founding fathers of calisthenics.
I think that's who I've met. I think that's who I met, because he covered the class at Brixton. Would that be the guy?
Yeah. Lee,
oh,
he's the biggest guy
sick.
I've never met a guy in his 40s that looks as good as he does and is as strong as my guy. He is like next level. So yeah, that's the guy. Like he's an English brother.
Yeah, but your coaches, you're all amazing. Like, I mean, I promote a lot of the Instagram posts that you do, you know, with the training, and you lot absolutely smashed it. You see, over the lockdown, the last night proper lockdown, you helped so many people, keeping them fit, keeping their mindset, you know, in the right place. I mean, you lot fully went in, like at a time when a lot of people were really, really struggling. You helped keep people healthy. The fun classes, I loved Teo's ones as well, because I posted a lot of them up. And it's something different that you're doing, and something very, very sick for our community. And I just want to thank you and the whole team for what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the support.
Yeah.
That's literally like, you know, like when we get through like people sending messages, or people kind of like contacting us and just kind of like saying the thank yous, or sometimes even just saying, oh, that tip helped. That's our currency. That's really and truly what fuels us, like especially our team, like the coaches and us that do like the day-to-day work in a charity. That's like is needed, is like we really value it. So like every bit of support, every bit of kind of like love that you lot share and the community shares as a whole, that's what kind of justifies the effort for us to kind of like get up every morning and you get to work. So yeah, realistically, thank you to you lot, like especially you know, sharing our content as well. That goes a long way. That goes a long way.
Now, I think I did tell you, didn't I, that I went to one of the classes.
Oh yeah.
And absolutely loved it. I did a lot of press-ups. Oh, a lot of press-ups that day.
Yeah.
More than I've ever done. But I tell you, the way I felt after the class, and for like a week after, I felt like all my core muscles, ones I hadn't, you know, like I've worked over the years intensively, but maybe not so much so recently. But when I came to the class, and like I said, up to a week after, every day, it was like my muscles all came to life. I felt re-energized. And that was with one class. Right. So anybody out there who hasn't tried this yet, go, please test it out. I'm definitely coming back 1000%. But could you break down what it is that you're teaching people? What is it? Is it gymnastics?
No. So what we actually teach people is called calisthenics. So calisthenics is that like body weight training. So it's realistically mastering your own body weight. Now, what comes with that is obviously you got elements of gymnastics, and gymnastics obviously is like one of the foundations of like, you know, physical training. So you got elements of gymnastics, you got elements of like parkour, and then obviously calisthenics combines that with like static moves and freestyle moves to create these amazing tricks that you see like people like Simone or like Tayo or Lee doing.
Sick.
So yeah, that's when you see people flying on those bars. But I'm not at that level yet. I'm not gonna lie. I only started the Cali game recently. But what it is with like Cali, realistically, it's like teaching your body to work as one unit. So what happens is most people will go gym and they're used to just like pumping weight and like so like say like they'll pick up a dumbbell and just pump a bicep or they'll pick
Yeah,
up
so
a
it's like
dumbbell.
one area.
Yeah, just one area, and then what they start doing is training their body to in each of their muscles to work individually. But you see, with calisthenic,
Yeah.
your whole body has to work. Like with a press up, like bench press, I lie down on the bench, and the only thing that's going to work is my back, like my chest, my shoulders,
True.
and my
Yeah.
tricep. But if I do a press up, my back's got to work, my core's got to work, and if you do it right, like the ones that Simone or Lee would teach you,
Yeah.
this gonna make your whole body hurt. So
Yeah.
you know you've
Yeah.
experienced it.
Because I
That's the
thought
beauty.
I knew how to do press ups till I went there. And it was
I
like, no, wrong positioning, put your arms in. And then when you try and do them properly, that's when you realise, you know what I mean? It is very
yeah, I
difficult to use your
trust Teo
arm.
and Chris. Who's that saying that? Yeah, Teo. Someone just dropped a
Ah,
message. And Teo and Chris are
lovely.
inspirational. Trust they're doing big things.
Big up
But
to
yeah, go on. Sorry,
UK RMO. I forgot what I was saying now.
Go on. No, you're saying that you was doing the press up, and then they said no, the press up was wrong.
Yeah. So when I started to do them properly, oh my goodness, I couldn't do that many. My arms went like it's never happened before, like jelly so much that I couldn't even hold it in place. I had to sit out.
Yes, that's the
But
best.
but the difference, like I said, for the week after, how I felt, how my whole body felt. And I'd read somewhere that it's the equivalent, one class is the equivalent of 24 hours of aerobics.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't doubt that. Like
Yeah.
the first times I ever done it, I was hurting in place. Bear in mind, I've done fitness most of my life, but the
Yeah.
first time I started hitting Cali properly, especially with like the guys down at the gym, like I was hurting in places that I never even knew that were part. You know, I've never probably hit them ever in my life, so I can totally relate, definitely.
Yeah. So what did you do previous to joining Steel Warriors? What was you doing? Were you doing something fitness wise,
Yeah.
or?
So like I actually joined the army when I was like young. Like I joined the army when I was
Wow.
like 19, and I ended up doing like like nine and a bit years. So as you can imagine, part of that life, every day you turn up at 6 in the morning, the first thing you do is fitness or
Yeah.
running, circuits, all that kind of stuff. So it's
Hard
kind of like
training.
it gave me a little foundation, yeah, a little foundation. But you know what? And then I've always done my weights in between. You know, that's something I've always enjoyed it. But yeah, like definitely Cali is something else. Like just the training itself is something that you see the progress so quick. Like, if you're consistent and you
Yeah.
and you actually apply yourself, you can actually get so much progress, which is what really truly motivates you. Is like when I first started, I couldn't do like muscle up, I couldn't do like handstand, I couldn't do
That's
nothing.
like
And
me.
then yeah, trust me. But this is the thing: we've even had guys that have come through, they can't even do a push up. Like
Yeah.
one of the guys at Finsbury, his name's Cams. He couldn't do a push up. He's a bit overweight. Couldn't do a push up. Couldn't do a pull up. Now he's doing the
Yeah.
most,
He's
and that's the
smashing
thing.
it. Yeah.
He's like proper buzzing, and he's like proper like in it now. And it's not just the physical change; it's also the mental change that
Yeah.
comes with it. Because you
Exactly.
see his confidence growing. He's now kind of like walking about a bit more poised, and that's ultimately what the result or like the outcome that we want, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's lovely. We've got a few messages up on the live. Who have we got? UK RMO saying props to Steel Warriors for all these parks. I hope they know that they are much more appreciated than they think. Yeah. And this is what I'm
I
saying to
love
you.
for that. I love
People
for that. I
are
appreciate
really, really, like just so grateful that you're doing what you're doing. And it's such a great thing. It really, really is. What have we got? He says, I feel that even in the school PE curriculum, they should promote the calisthenics. What are
Hey,
your,
who said that?
that same guy? Yeah, UKRM.
Okay. Yo, keep an eye on that space, cuz there's something big coming. Hey, I'm in talks with someone big in government about this. So don't be surprised if this actually starts coming. So keep an eye on that space, bro. For real.
Right, and we've got oh, we read that one, didn't we? Teo and Jay Chris are the most inspirational. That's lovely. So big up to them as well. So how fit do you think you need to be for somebody, you know, like somebody's thinking about coming to the classes? How fit, what skills do they need just to come to the first class? What is it, you know?
Nothing.
Nothing, just bring
Nothing.
themselves and
Just,
just go
you know
for
what
it.
it is? Look, this is what I've told a few people. Just come down, yeah, with no expectations aside from this. The worst thing that will happen is you'll get active for a little bit, get your body
Yeah,
moving about, and you might meet some cool people. That's
yeah,
it. That's the only expectation to come down with. Don't worry if you can do a push-up. Don't worry if you can't do a squat. Don't worry if you can't do nothing. And even if you can, yeah, still come down. Because I'm sure, look, every single time I pop down to the gym, I always learn a little something. Even yesterday,
yeah.
I went down, had a little like hit at it, and like one guy was like, look, just, you know, like bend your elbows a little bit on the handstand, you get a bit more control. Because I was doing it with like my arms locked out. And it's
Yes.
like just bend a little bit and you feel the difference. A bit more tension gives you that control. That was a little golden nugget that ultimately like, I felt the difference straight away. So that's it. You don't need, you know, everyone's there to help each other. The calisthenic community, I would say hands down, is the most positive community you could ever find. Every single person is down to support each other. Everyone's there. You've been there yourself.
Okay.
You've seen
Yeah,
it. You've
and
experienced it.
it is truly like that. Like I said, I had an amazing time when I came. The people were lovely, and I felt that, you know, the community side of it, the positivity, and people inspiring others as well. Yeah, it was really, really lovely to see. It's got a message here from Honor Rebel. What does he
My
say?
guy, Honor,
Yeah, he's saying great initiative, Steel Warriors. And then UKRM is saying I've been doing free weights and calisthenics. The only thing is that it's a lot more fun and impressive than weights. He
yeah,
prefers it. Yeah, sure you can bench press, but you can muscle up. Oh, and yes, it's, and he's saying as well, it's for everybody. The calisthenics, it's for, yeah.
anyone. Look, I got my 4-year-old into it, not even trying. So like, where I'm at home practicing handstands, and obviously she sees
Got
it.
you.
She's
Yeah.
now in a craze. Every day she's like, Daddy, come, let's go and do handstands. And she's now doing like
Uh,
little walk ups, and she holds her little body up and everything. And I'm now teaching
oh,
her to like take one foot off and another foot. Where
that's
soon
so
comes, soon
lovely.
comes.
It's
So
so
anyone can
lovely.
do it.
Yeah. I love them at that age. The, you know, because my youngest, we used to do taekwondo. So we were forever, you know, like sparring and doing all the training together. But it's lovely, isn't it? When you
Yeah,
can involve your kids as well in with it. And that, you know, and it's wonderful to start it so early as well, isn't it?
it's the best. It's the best foundation. Like we got a lot of youngsters as well that come down to the gym. So both at Brixton and at Finsbury and in Langdon, you know, like you know, I think Brixton's got a good number. I think there's like about 7 or 8 youngsters that, and when I say youngsters, it's like, you know, like pre-12s that come down, and you
Yeah.
know, and
Oh,
that is like, you know, a great start, I think, immediately. And then also obviously we got a bit of a gang going on at Finsbury. We've got like little Mackay. You know, they're like the main guys in the community. Like everyone is like
oh,
around those guys because we all turn up realistically for them, for the younger. Because look, the way we see it, and there's a lot of conversations we've had down at the gyms, the more we can invest in these guys, like especially all the kids, you know, the more we're kind of like building realistically a better future. I mean, you can invest in stocks and trades, you can invest in properties and all that, but ultimately, who's the people that's going to be buying them? Who's the people that's going to be building them? Is going to be like, you know,
yeah. That
you
you're...
know, future.
Now, we've got a question here as well. How long do the sessions typically last? And does it vary for people at different stages? I would say they're an
So
hour, aren't they?
yeah, they're all an hour, but you know what it is? So like more often than not, we'll do the session for an hour. So the session is where like one of our 3 coaches will come down and they'll teach you the technique, the form, you know, they actually coach you. That's why they call coaches. They actually coach you and say, listen, change this, change that. Because a lot of the time we can go and train, but we might be doing it wrong. Like I've been doing press ups wrong my whole life.
Me.
I mean, imagine for 30 years I've been hitting press ups thinking, yeah, I've got this on lock. But realistically, you know, when I turned up and then Simone was like, whoa, 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 like, what are you doing? I was like, what? She was
That's
like,
like me.
stop. She's like,
Yeah.
literally, like, change this, change that, change that. And then as soon as I've done like a couple of reps the right way, I was like, right, my whole body
Yeah.
screamed.
It's different,
So,
isn't it? It really is.
but we stay behind. So a lot of the time we'll train for the hour and people just stay behind, just going through bits and bobs. So that the time is whatever you want to put in. In terms of levels, anyone, I literally mean, even if you are just, you know, you've never done no fitness before and you're just thinking, right, I want to start out at the most basic level, you know, there's enough. They like, you know, people will always be there to support you, even just to get your first push up. So don't be scared to just, you know, try something new.
Yeah, because I did, out of the hour session, I think I lasted, I reckon about 20 minutes or 25. But I kind of sat out for a little bit, but then I came back, and what I did, I practiced just on my knee on the bar, just the movement. So I did that because I literally, my arms were shaking that much. I couldn't do anymore. But we did a lot of press ups that day. Like, I didn't even know there was that many varieties of press ups.
Lee is the most creative guy when it comes to this press ups. Like, I've seen him pull out some press ups. I'm thinking, bruv, like, you got some kind of like booklet going out. Like, I'm thinking like every time he's looking at the back and he's got like the press up dictionary up there. No, but the variations.
The ones I really liked were the diamond ones. I did the diamond press ups.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed doing those. But yeah, like I said, it was it was hard for me, but I've really enjoyed it, and the benefits of it after. Like, I can't recommend it enough to people. So anybody, you know, who's watching, listening, check it out. Go test it out and see how you feel after, because I felt amazing, like, literally, and I can't wait to actually come back. I really, really can't.
For real. The feeling is always the same. That's the beauty of it. And all these guys, like, we've got my guy Titch, he's joining on like watching in, and I see his like name pop up, like the perfect body. You know, he will vouch for this. Like, every single time you walk away, you know, or like you finish your session and you're walking home, the feeling is always there. You always feel great. You always feel, you know why? Because you feel like there's a sense of achievement, and that's the beauty of calisthenics. Is the sense of achievement that comes from behind it. That's what really truly just sends your mind into that whole different kind of mindset where you're just like feeling good, you're feeling positive, you're feeling good about yourself. It's like, yeah, man, I can't get enough of it. It's like my drug, man, I'm telling you.
And the thing is, everybody that does it, their bodies look amazing. And like you said,
you want to see tits, my guy's got like 8 packs and everything. Banging.
And it's just, you know, like, it's perfectly on. It's not like, you know, big in certain places. And that's obviously because, you know, you're using your body weight to do everything. So it's all even. I've researched quite a bit on the internet, you know, like, there's a lot of people on YouTube that do it, you know, and they're all just, you know, sick.
I've been doing weights, and naturally when you do weights, you want to hit a certain look, or, you know, you want to look a certain way, innit?
Yes.
So imagine my whole life I've been chasing that kind of like aesthetic. Now lockdown happened, and I think lockdown was kind of almost like a blessing in disguise for me, because obviously when gyms shut down, I was like, I've got no choice now but to hit, like, you know, body weight. And then when July like, everything reopened, and obviously I was allowed to actually go and train. And then within 2 months, just 2 months, like during July and August, my body changed so much just from hitting it regular. And then I remember one day actually waking up and brushing my teeth, and I realized, and I thought, right, you know what, actually I'm starting to see like the little like changes coming through now, you know, and then that is what feeds you even more, because you feel like, you know, you feel good, you look good, everything just starts kind of like, you know, just upscaling or improving.
Yeah, somebody's saying here it's more comparable to Spider-Man. Calisthenics.
Was that Cali?
Yes.
Yeah, some guys are like Spider-Man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you see people like Jay Chris, or like even Kai, or what Shax. You know, these are the guys down at Brixton. And if you see the moves that they're doing, sometimes they're making Spider-Man look like he's a beginner.
Some of them that day. I'm sure they were there because they were doing all sorts of things.
Yeah, they're next level.
Yeah,
they're next level.
It was amazing, really amazing to watch. Now, where are the gyms? How many have we got? And kind of what's in the pipeline?
All right, so we've actually got 4 But the fourth one, we've not disclosed it, but this could be like an official disclosure. Yeah. So the three that we got up and running is we got one in South London in Brixton in Ruskin Park. We've got one in East London in Poplar, and then we've got one in North London in Finsbury Park.
Yeah.
So they're the three gyms that are up and running. The community's established there. But then check this out. Just last week, we finished building our fourth gym inside Brixton Prison in A-Wing Courtyard.
Oh my God!
So yeah, man, I'm gassed. I'm waiting for the whole thing to go like official and like, you know, we get all the stuff done and then we can get the pictures up and then yeah, man, we put it out there. So even guys inside prison now, they're the guys that need it the most. They're the guys that need this positivity and that kind of feeling. Because look, I just the week before I went to Wandsworth Prison to deliver a workshop. And it's kind of like piloted the you know, the youth intervention program I mentioned.
Right, yes. Yeah.
So we went and piloted it at Wandsworth Prison, and they invited us to go and speak to a group of prisoners as part of Black History Month.
Yes.
Yeah, so they filmed it, and then obviously they're going to show now that workshop throughout the entire month on the prison channel, the prison TV channel. But then I had the opportunity to walk around all the wings. Like I went to like, you know, like D wing, A wing, like E wing, all that. And I was meeting just loads of the guys, just seeing the guys that eat their food. Like, listen, they're the most creative people like out there. But then I was just thinking, you know what? Like, you know, they only get an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon to come out and actually
do something,
socialize and get some fresh air and actually, you know, get a bit of freedom. But then the rest of the time they actually banged in a cell, and I felt sad, man, because at the end after the workshop I went and dropped off a few bits to the guys that were in the workshop. I promised them I would drop off, and it was just like a little worksheet based on the workshop we've done, and like they'll just come into the little hatch. They're like, my brother, and they're like spanning through the hatch. And I was like, oh man, I can't imagine
how amazing though. Like
the experience was next level, man. I loved the experience. And then obviously when I knew we were building the gym in Brixton, I was like, yo, you know what? Like, if anything, this is the most important gym I think we've built to date, because these are the guys that really truly need that feel-good factor. Even if they just get that 1 hour on the bars, you know, they're gonna go back to that cell and be like, boy, at least man hit it hard. And you know, I can't wait to see them like as well. Like, we're gonna go and start doing workshops there, teaching them the handstands, teaching them muscle ups, all that bit. So if they can start now finding something that gives them purpose while they're in there, I would love for them to come out and be mentors out in the community and actually show the youngers. First of all, tell the youngers, yo, listen, this whole thing, it ain't gonna pay off. You know, I've been bin, and they can tell them the reality of bin. Yeah. But also, they can come and show people, look, whilst I was in bin, this is what I learned through like Still Warriors and you know, like actually training my body. And they can be mentors and show young people a better way of life. I mean, that's that obviously thinking wishful, but I mean, if at least a couple of them come out with that kind of buy into that, come out with that mentality, boy, that's one more step towards the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 1000%. And I'm so proud of you lot, I tell you. And the vision that I'm seeing as well, like it, I'm just so proud of you all, and I'm really, really happy and excited going forward at the amazing work, and you know that you're going to be able to do more of. Just big up, really big up to you. Just want to shout out my friend Kristala, locked in. Hi, darling. She does amazing work as well in the community. Beautiful, beautiful lady, aren't you, my darling? Now, Faz, the link up with Faz.
Yeah.
Now, is that he's starting a South London branch, or is that started?
I think he started it now. I think he's got that up and running now.
Brilliant.
So he's actually got a few branches. He's got a Kent branch. He's got a Peterborough branch. He's got a Corby branch. So Faz listen, he is someone doing serious work out there. Then that's why it was a no-brainer. From when I first joined Still Warriors, I had been following Faz anyway because he's from Tottenham, he's from the area, so obviously he's someone that's known. Yeah. So when I joined Still Warriors, for me was that I knew what he was doing already. For me, it was like, yeah, you know what, it just makes sense to link up. So we had a few chats, and then since then we kind of been looking at how we can then collaborate. And then it's only like now, you know, where everything's kind of aligned, because there's a lot of also like kind of legalities behind the work we do, because handling weapons is not something that you can just pick up knives and just hold them like that. Do you know? So once we figured out all the legalities and everything was kind of like all set, then that's when we're like, okay, let's make this official now. Let's now get to work. So listen, 2021, there's a big project coming up with fans. I can't spoil it. I can't give you that any insight into it, but listen, that's coming. Yeah. And when I say that, I would say 2021, that's our statement of intent. That's literally, this project is going to be something that's going to be, it's going to speak volumes. It's going to actually speak, not only speak volumes, but I know that it's going to engage so many young people. It's going to give just an outlet to those guys that are just stuck. It's going to give an outlet, because there's a lot of youngsters out there that, listen, there's guys that are in it, and they, you know, and when I say in it, like in the game for them, whatever motives, but then I would say for like every 5 guys that's out there, there's at least 1 or 2 that deep down, they're looking for a way out, and we know this.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So for them guys there, you know, we're looking to do something, and that hopefully can give them that way out, just get out of that mud.
No, that's it. Like I said, it's sick what you're doing, and thank goodness you're doing what you're doing. Now, how can we help to support what you do? You know, is there anything else that, you know, we can be doing as a community to help you, you know, to do more of what you're doing? Look,
so yeah, obviously this is something that is going to require all of us. It's not just Still Warriors. It's not just the Cali community, everything. So, look, ultimately, it's about taking the time out to actually listen to young people. That's the number one thing. Listen to young people. Listen to what it is that they want our life, what it is that they're trying to do. Because a lot of the time, the reason that they get end up in the spots that they do is because we don't listen to them. Like, their parents don't listen to them, their teachers don't listen to them. They're like, you know, the police don't listen to them.
No one's
so
listening,
then, this is what I'm saying. So like, when no one's listening to them, they're just going mad. They're just like, bro, are you mad? Like, you taking it? So then it just makes you feel like, is this what it is? And it just makes you feel angry, and that's when you want to go against the world. So I think we can all take time. Look, we all got busy schedules. Like, you know, I'm not also like unrealistic, and I know you can't just drop everything and be like, let me listen to every young person. Yeah. But if there is an opportunity that you come across someone that, you know, especially around like the teenage years, the early teenage, I would say even as early as 9, because nowadays even 9-year-olds are getting exposed to things that are mad. Yeah. The pressures
even
and the
younger, I know,
and everything. You know, sometimes they don't have an outlet, and if you could just have that one adult person that could just listen to them, not with an agenda to tell them do this, do that, but simply just to say, you know what, I understand you. Like, what do you want to get out of it? And help them weigh out the options, because don't forget, they're kids at the end of the day, innit? So I would say, if you want to help, the real help is that. But then to help Still Warriors, come down and train, make the community bigger, get their word out there. Listen, these bar parks are free. You know, their sessions are free. You know, get the youth up there, and let's get more youth learning how. Look, our mission is to help teach young people how to achieve goals through fitness. That's what we're trying to do out here. So if we can get a guy like achieving a pull-up, when he starts, he's like, nah, bro, doing a pull-up is hard. That's impossible. But if 2 months down the road, he can hit that pull-up, we can turn around and say to him, yo, remember 2 months ago when you said that pull-up was impossible?
Didn't do it, yeah.
What are you saying now? If you now take that process and apply it to any area of your life, that's you, bro. You know, do what you want. You know, the world's your oyster, as they say. And that's the real secret to this.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. It really, really is. Now, what are your favourite parts about what you do? What bits do you enjoy? What do you really enjoy?
Everything. I'm in my dream job. Lee, let me tell you something. I wake up every day happy and grateful that I say God. I'm not like very religious, but I grew up as a Catholic. But when I say God, I know there's a greater energy out there. Yeah. I know it's not one man there with like the beard and that, like what I grew up seeing.
Yeah,
I know God is there. There's a greater cause. But I wake up grateful every day. I wake up, you know, just knowing that my life I'm using my life towards a better cause. I'm doing something positive. I'm
It
like, you
feels
know,
good, doesn't it? It
it's
feels
the best
good.
feeling,
Yeah,
man. It's the
yeah,
best feeling. It's like I honestly live fulfilled every day. I live fulfilled, and you know what? And the fact that I get to do what I love, which is fitness, I get to link up with my people. You know, have fun. We catch joke at
yeah.
the gym. Like, you know, every time I go down
I-
there, it's like, and I get paid to do this, which is the
yeah,
craziest thing.
it's even
But
better,
nah,
isn't it?
I love it, man. I love
Yeah.
everything, everything.
Oh, that's lovely. Now, if you had a message for a young person that was going down the wrong road, what would that be?
Just think about what you're gonna get out of it. Think about what you're gonna get out of it. And is that what you really want? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they'll go into it and then you know, it's the way they just get caught up, like bam, 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 things happen, things happen. You know, look, a lot of the time, a lot of these youngers, and I know because look, I got younger cousins that are out there right now and they're doing the most. So for me, this is close to home. Like the reason I'm in this job, I don't even care about the wage. I'm in this job because honestly, from a place of heart, I believe in the
Hmm.
fact and I believe in our cause. So that's it. But then I see them and I just think, you know what? The reason they're doing this is because they're just trying to find a way to improve their quality of life in some area, whether it's economically, emotionally, spiritually. They're just trying to fill a void. And sometimes what happens is the only thing that's available to them is the road, isn't it? So then
Hmm.
what I will say to them is, yo, think about this properly. Like, what will you get out of it? You know, if you go down this whole thing, like, you know, going, joining a gang, selling drugs, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. You know, if you go do that, I'm not no one to tell no someone,
That's
don't
like
do it.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna
I'm
say to
like that.
someone,
Yeah.
don't do it. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, all right, fam, if you're gonna do it, what is the plan? What are you gonna get out of it? If you have to do it, what's the exit plan? Or is this you for life now? And if it is for you for life, have you thought of the life you're really truly heading into? That's it.
I'm just looking here. One of the comments. Hang on, where is it? Oh, not coming up. I can just see a bit of it actually from
Yeah,
Christala.
exploitation. Someone said.
Yeah, about the exploitation.
No, no, of course. And that's what I'm saying. But look, the exploitation only comes when that person, that young person is vulnerable. Like, hey, listen, I got a 12-year-old girl, yeah? But I honestly try and spend the time and educate her and you know and everything so that if anyone does try to exploit her, she's clued up.
Yeah,
Do you
and
see what I'm
kind
saying?
of
So the
sees
exploitation can
as
only
it's.
happen if the
Yeah.
child is neglected. So I know you're saying facts. Whoever said that, I totally agree with you. You know, that's there. But the education is the one. That's what sets our kids free, man.
Hmm. No, definitely is. Now, could you give us three names of individuals or other organisations that you think are doing exceptional work as well as yourselves?
Well, so I have to start with Faz, innit? Like what he's doing is mad. And the beauty with what Faz does is that by the time a young person shouts him to hand over a knife, he's inspired that person to have a change of heart.
Yeah.
And that is priceless.
Mm.
That is literally the hardest thing that any of us are trying to do. So from a right from the beginning, that is already something that, you know, I have to say, you know, it's hard to match that. One. Two, I come across a guy that's he does something binning knife saves lives. He's doing
Oh,
great work.
Courtney something his
Cool.
name is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's obviously doing great work out there.
Hmm.
And then another organization that's also doing great work in the community, I would say Action Youth Boxing Initiative. And that's
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's
Yeah. Yeah, I know
yeah,
about
I would say
them as well.
Carney's community as well.
Carnies
Down
as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I
there's so
support.
many
Yeah.
people, man. There's
This is
there's
what
some
I
really
mean. There's a lot. This is why I started the Let the Youth Live,
yeah,
because I came across so many people, individuals, yeah, organisations doing exceptional work like yourselves to the point like I just can't believe how much they're doing. Um, a lot of them not being funded at all in any way, shape, or form, and they're putting in their own pocket to, you know, run their own youth clubs. They're
yeah,
they're doing all sorts. And really, I just wanted to shine a light on these people like yourselves who are just doing for the greater good of our communities, our children, you know, and it's, you know, you all deserve, you know, to be the promotion of what you're doing showcased, because it's exceptional what you're all doing out there. I was just going to add a couple of names for the other people that, you know, are doing exceptional work. A lady called Lynn Baird, whose son was murdered a few years ago.
Wow.
Who she set up her own charity, and she basically raises funds for bleed reduction kits that literally are saving lives out here.
Wow.
Like we need, put it this way, all areas need them. It takes, they reckon, on average 7 minutes before an ambulance would get to someone who was bleeding to death.
Yeah.
These kits can prolong their life, literally. Now you need.
You're gonna have to drop me a message with this,
yeah,
you know, Lee, because I need to get down with this as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been supporting Lynn for a long time, and what she's doing. I mean, she's got all the bars and clubs in, I think it's Birmingham. They've kitted them all out with them. She's even got the city police here have brought a load of them. And literally the first week they used them, they saved a life. I don't know how many they've saved since then. And that was just City of London. But we need the Metropolitan Police. We need community centres having them.
That's what I'm saying. This is something that we can talk about. We're working with these people. Everyone you just mentioned there, we're now in that space. So that's what I'm saying. Look, let's work together. I'm definitely down for opening like that. That sounds sick. Yeah, because that's something, because what I always try to think is kind of how we can save people right now. Like, it's good, you know, things going forward, but we've literally got our kids being hacked up right now, you know. And I wanted to ask you as well about your opinion on the sharing of serious violence on social media. Obviously, I'm never going to condone that, innit? That's mad. Like, it's disrespectful because, you know, that incident, when you share something like that, obviously, sometimes it's shared by, like, the people themselves. But if it's shared by someone that's a third party, watching it, filming it, and then posting it, you're dead. I'll just say that, you're dead. Because that's disrespectful to the victim, to the perpetrator, to both of their families, and the community as a whole. You know, because one is that you're promoting it. You're man, I would just say like that's dead. But it's not in our hands, isn't it? Like we just got to, like, sometimes when I see it, like, you know what? I don't even try to even stop those posts. And I've deleted. I used to follow a couple of pages that, you know, used to put some stuff that, like, you know, related to kind of like, you know, where I come from and that. And sometimes they give me jokes. But when I started seeing that they started posting dumbness, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna unfollow this dumbness because like. It just messes up.
That's what I've had to do, and the amount of people I've had to say, look, don't send me things like that, and had to actually kind of explain to them why not. And these are people, certain people that you would not expect to be sharing, you know, that are maybe working with young people and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's passing on fear. Like, there's one thing with awareness, isn't there, of what's going on, but I think spreading fear, you know, like I watch something and I think, oh my God, that's horrific, that's sickening, you know, and then I
upset you for the day.
On. Yeah, to other
for
people.
The day.
So that they
your mental health is done for the day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, I've kind of gone down the route of looking, you know, I've spoke to people to do with social media, you know, what could we do to try and, you know, do something. I've been told that it's just way too big. You can't, you know, you can't stop it. But I mean, I'm going to try my hardest to, you know, to encourage people not to be doing it and not to be playing a part in it.
Yeah.
Because it's not helping.
The county lines, you see, as long as there's poverty, the county lines is going to be there, man. So like, this is the thing, like, and again, it comes down to the fact that a young kid where their parents on benefits, or worse, maybe their parents are drug addict, don't buy them food, don't buy them clothes, they're neglected, this kid's growing up. When he reaches the age of like self-awareness and he becomes, you know, autonomous, and sometimes it's as early as 7, which someone just mentioned on a message there.
Yeah.
This kid is then thinking, rah, how do I improve my way of life? They step outside the doorstep, and then you've got like, you know, one of his boys that's maybe a little bit older, or his older cousin, is like making a little bit of change, and he's thinking, right, I'm going to school, I'm getting taught RE, geography, and about Henry VIII. But how is any of that going to improve my quality of life right now? But then I've got my brethren or my older cousin or my older brother doing bits, and I see him wearing nice trainers, and I might as well jump on that as well. And then that's where the whole mentality, you know, opens up, and that's where the vulnerability comes out, isn't it? Then they're just like, might as well just make something of this. So yeah, man, it's sad, man. Man, look, as depressing as it is, sometimes I have to just literally focus on like what we're trying to do, man. And I just think if I can empower one child to pursue a better life and a greater cause and his real aspirations, then that's great. If I can inspire 2, even better. If I can inspire like 100, boy, we're doing phenomenal work. My goal is to maybe, I don't know.
Inspiring hundreds, though. I just want to say that.
Huh?
You're definitely inspiring hundreds.
Yeah,
Definitely.
oh man, I hope so, man. That, you know what it is, man, that I just want to be doing so much more. Me personally, I want to be just, if it was down to me and it was some crazy way of doing it, I'll go to every estate and I'll just be like, listen, what do you want to do? Realistically in life, because I know there's guys, listen to this story, yeah? There's a guy, he trains with us, yeah? And like, he's an active guy. He does his bits, and you know, I know it, everyone knows it. And like, you know, we training, and I started like talking to him, and I said to him, yo, bro, so like, what's the deal? Like, you know, what are you looking to do? Boom, 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 he's telling me, innit? And then, and it come to the point where he's like, you know what, bro, if there was a way out, I would take it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of like living in fear. I'm tired of the, you know, the beef and just that, you know, being confined to the area. I can't walk there because it's this beef there. I can't walk there. So I said to him, bro, listen, in an ideal world, let's say like you never got into gangs. Let's say everything worked out. What would you like to do? And he's like, fam, you know what? The thing I love the most is drawing. Imagine that, drawing.
Yeah.
And I said, rah. I was like, bro, like on the big man thing, obviously everyone thinks of artists in that, but you know there's like bare like careers on drawing and that. So it was just like, is it? So I said to him, listen, check out graphic design. Yeah. Obviously he's a school dropout. So he went and checked it out. He come back like following week. And he's like, yo, brother, I checked that. I found that's code, you know. And I was like, trust. And then he was like, what? So what? Like, what's the deal? And I was like, bro, all you gotta do is just go college, maybe do a little course or 2. And then, bro, if you really enjoy it and you want to be code at it and get money for it, go uni and do the thing. We'll tell you what, this was over the summer. My guy enrolled into college now and he's studying graphic design. But it's just the fact that someone, no one ever listened to him. No one ever even asked him, what do you want?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? As soon as someone asked him that, he kind of thought, well, ideally, I would like this. And then all he needs is just a little bit of like advice, a little bit of support. Bro, go and do this. If you want, man will come and help you, like find the enrollment form. No, I got this. Boom. And then look, that's one more guy now. He's now obviously, he's still doing his bits, but at least there's something beyond now what he's doing. He's now looking towards a a better future, hopefully, isn't it? But
oh, that's such a lovely story as well. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, but big up to him and you. Yeah, because that's wicked. That is so. It's so lovely. You know, like when somebody has faith in them, guides them, gives them ideas, and he's took you up on that. He's, and I've got no doubt he's going to smash that. He's going, literally.
I want to see him win so bad now. Like, I check up on him. I'm like, yo, fam, what's good? Like, he still has everything going and that.
Get him to tag us. Get him to tag us as well, because we support his artwork as well. We'd like
definitely, definitely. Actually, you know what? That's a great idea. I never thought of that. He should start banning his work on like socials and that, and just showing the world what he's got. That's a good shout. That's the next thing I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, obviously, when I've told the story now, I don't even know if he's actually going to come. I don't know if he's going to watch this or not. But I think I think if he goes there, obviously like it'll be hotting up a little bit if he's like trying to create a program.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, we chatted.
Oh, but big up to him and you. I tell you what, a pleasure to speak with you today. It's been really, really lovely.
Thanks for inviting us and that, man.
It really, you know, and I'm fully supporting everything you do. Anything you want me to promote, or, you know, just send it over. You know what I mean? Anything we can do at Let the Youth Live for you.
Yeah, no,
we've
got a big project coming up, man. And look, like, definitely we're gonna need all the support from everyone in the community, people like you, other organisations. And look, if I can just chuck this here, I would say to even other organisations out there, like, when it comes to this, there's no competition. Don't compete to have a youth enrolled on your program. Just have that youth's best interest. If that youth can do 3 or 4 programs, and if those 3 or 4 programs are going to help him change his life around, then that's the cause. Don't try and make this into a competition, because I've approached a few people, and the way they're going about business is like they're thinking I'm trying to like take money out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruv, you're not understanding what we're trying to do.
I know what you mean.
So if anyone's watching this and they're running a little something, just remember it's a collab, and someone put it on a message as well. You know, put that as a collab in it, like, because you know we need to be in this together, man. This ain't a fucking business. Well, sorry, this ain't a business. I'm trying to keep it. Well, always at the end.
I love you.
But
so
yeah,
we're not on radio, so you're right.
yeah, true. Yeah. I was trying to be like a bit formal with it, but yeah, slipped.
So what would you love to see in the next, say, 12 months? And in fact, I'm going to have to end this live. We've got 12 seconds, all right, before we lose it. Hang on.
Go on. So what I'd like to see in the next 12 months is just literally...
Oh, no, we're not going to let us save it.